All right, I do enjoy this stuff. It's one of those things that you're going to do this year. You're probably going to forget it. I really don't want you to. And then you're going to relearn it again in Algebra 2 in case you forgot it the first time. And then pre-calc, you'll get to see it again, and calculus, and so on. So maybe you'll remember it this time. And it'll be easy when you do it again in the future. All right, quotient rule for square roots. Basically, let's go ahead and just do the examples. The big deal on this is we want a square root in the denominator, okay? Something like this is a no-no. So I need to teach you how to get rid of it from down there. So anytime there's a square root in the bottom, it means you're not done answering the question, okay? So here, what that means here, square root of 5 over 3, is the same as the quotient rule, is that you can separate them, okay? So that means the same thing. But now we have a square root in the bottom. We don't like that. So we have to figure out how to get rid of it. The way you get rid of it is you multiply it by the number 1 as a fraction. So this is allowed. We can multiply any fraction by the value of 1 without changing or doing anything illegal. So here's how we're going to do it. I'm going to do square root of 3 over square root of 3. So you take what that bottom was, and you're going to multiply it by the value of 1, since same on top and bottom, equals 1. And this is going to get rid of it, and you'll see why. We always multiply straight across. So square root of 5 times the square root of 3 is actually square root of 15 over. Now square root of 3 times the square root of 3, you remember that that's basically square root of 3 squared, square root of 9. Anyway, that 3 falls out. Okay, so the answer is square root of 15 over 3. Now if that can't be reduced, there are no perfect squares. They go into square root of 15. Okay, so that was the easier one. Sometimes it's not so easy because we have two values up here. So we got to get rid of this square root of 2. So we're going to multiply the top and the bottom by square root of 2. Now in order to multiply the top, we have to distribute this. So we have to multiply square root of 2 times 4 and square root of 2 times 3. So what that looks like is, here's one way to see it. All over, now the 2 drops out, so that part's easy. So this is not simplified yet. So I took the square root of 2, multiplied it by 4 and times 3, and I'm going to go ahead and simplify that. That is 4 root 2 plus square root of 6 all over 2. Now I'm going to peek in the book really quick and see if they want us to switch that into 2 fractions. Sometimes they do. In later books. Nope, they're going to go ahead and say that this is the final answer. Sometimes we can separate this into divide both fractions by 2. If we did, it would be 4 root 2 over 2, which also simplifies to 2 root 2. So the fraction goes away on that one, and then it would be plus square root of 6 over 2. These are similar, or these are equivalent answers, but the book's letting us leave it like that. Okay, the next one, same thing. We want to get rid of the square root of 5. So multiply square root of 5 out. So you know you're going to get a 5 on the bottom. So square root of 5 times 2 is 2 root 5. Square root of 5 times 15 is going to be plus square root of 75 all over 5. Okay, now this can be simplified though. Square root of 75, I'm just going to write what it simplifies to. That's the same as 25 times 3, right? So that's actually, if we had square root of 25 times square root of 3, see that, is actually 5 root 3. So that Let's see if you can see my writing very well. Okay, so the final answer would be 2 times the square root of 5 plus 5 times the square root of 3. These are not like terms, so we cannot combine them, all over 5. And again, I'm going to peek and see if they would want us to reduce. Nope. So that's the final answer. Okay, I want you to pause, do the 2 practice, and then come back and just check your answers. I'm going to do it pretty quickly here. See how we go. Six times 23. I'm going to go ahead and do it over here. 12, 138. I'm not sure if anything goes into that, or if that's the final answer. Without using a calculator and checking to see if any perfect squares go into that, I might just have to ask you guys to check the answer key and see if that's simplified as far as we can go. Alright, the other one is square root of 3 times square root of 3, or square root of 3, whatever, over square root of 3. And we're going to go ahead and multiply that through. So that's 4 root 3 plus root 15 over 3. Okay. And I am kind of curious about the other one, but you can go ahead and turn me off or wait and see if I have an idea. I'm just checking to see if my standard perfect squares go into there, and it looks like they don't. So I think we're probably safe on that one. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and say that's the answer. All right, not too long of a, oh, we made it under 7 minutes, so you are very welcome.